My thoughts on Steven Universe is actually in the middle. This show is actually something I used to like when I was growing up, when I was like at least 16 years old. I guess I was an adolescent back then. This show was very popular during its time. But to be honest, do I like it? Not really. There are some good aspects to Steven Universe, and there's like really bad aspects to Steven Universe. This show, I remember watching it for the first time that I did like it a lot because, you know, the way it looked and the musical numbers, and I am a big fan of musicals. Yeah, I'm a theater kid. I'm a thespian and a lesbian, so, you know, go figure. What I do like about the show, and I did say musicals, is I just like how some of these characters are actually very unique looking, and they're just very quirky and weird, especially Peridot and Pearl. And Pearl is my favorite. She could sing perfectly. What I don't like about the show is just like the story, the way they handle the story. There is a lot of filler in this show, like a lot, an insane amount of filler, and I do not care about the filler episodes at all. It makes the show extremely boring. Yeah, so the filler is like the biggest problem with the show. I was just interested in the story. I was interested in Rose and Pearl and their past, which we got to see, but the whole plot twist of Rose being, you know, Pink Diamond was actually something I did not expect, and I didn't really like at all. Yeah, I didn't like it. I was expecting, you know, to actually see Rose Quartz actually killing Pink Diamond, and then they just throw us with this plot twist that Pink Diamond is Rose, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, what is this? What is going on? I'm sure I wasn't the only person that was just thinking about that. So to me, that was a big problem because I was actually expecting to see what exactly did happen, but it was just a big plot twist, and it's kind of stupid if you think about it because Pink Diamond started a war just so she could go to Earth. And I understand that toxicity does run in the family, which I understand. I mean, I probably would have left without saying anything too. But to start a war just so you could, you know, fake out your death so you could leave is actually very selfish, like extremely selfish. And we know that Pink Diamond is very, very selfish. I mean, she left Spinel to be on this like planet for like over 5,000 years or so. Yeah, she left Spinel on this like deserted planet, and I don't know, like it makes me want to hate Pink Diamond even more. I mean, she was basically a selfish character, and which is funny because she's a healer, but she's very selfish. She hurts people instead of, you know, healing them. Yeah, so Pink Diamond is actually my least favorite character in this whole show. And that plot twist at the end also when, you know, Steven finds out that he is his mom is also fucking stupid. I didn't like that either. I was actually expecting her to come out and actually talk to Steven instead. But no, it turns out that Steven is his mom. And I really did not like that. I really didn't. It would have been nice if they actually had like a conversation on one-to-one, you know, child and parent. But Rebecca Sugar couldn't even do that. And I don't know who's exactly the writer. I don't know if it was her or somebody else. But they could have done something better with that. And I understand that it's foreshadowed a lot. It really was since, I guess, the very beginning of like the first few episodes that Rose is Pink Diamond and basically Rose is Steven. But it's so badly written too. And the whole conflict at the end of the series when there's no big battle, it's just basically Steven versus White Diamond. That also kind of sucked. I was expecting like him to actually destroy White Diamond, but there's no killing in the show. Steven Universe Future did do that, but it was so lazy and rushed and wasn't perfectly written either. Okay, so anyway, the movie, it was good because of Spinel. Yeah, Spinel was actually very adorable. I did like that character. She has like this very evil side. She reminds me of Harley Quinn with, you know, a very fucked up backstory, but hers, I think hers is just like simple. She's just left on the planet for like a millennium. Yeah, of all the characters in the series, Spinel is actually my favorite one. And even though she's like a one-time character, and she does come out in Steven Universe Future, she was just there for basically just fan service only. And then that's it. Like, she only had that one line, and, you know, the show ends, and that's basically it. Like, that's all. Yeah, Steven Universe Future was dog shit. I didn't like it either. Okay, so I gotta talk about the whole LGBTQ+1 shit, because this show is all gay. Like, 90% gay to the fullest. Apparently, most of these characters are gender fluid, but you can literally tell that they're all women because of their voices. What bothers me is that where are the men in this show? Like, there are no male characters, it's just female characters. I guess Craig and Steven and Lars do count, but I mean, it's mostly just Steven, honestly.
Craig, not really. He doesn't really show up, and particularly in some episodes. Lars just, they forgot about him. Apparently he's gonna get his own show, but honestly, I don't know if it's gonna be good. I mean, Steven Universe has some weird writing here and there, and I didn't like it, honestly. There's just the writing in the show is just bad. It really is bad. Pearl keeping a secret for basically a millennium just so she won't say anything to Steven, and I think that's actually stupid. If you really do care about somebody, you will tell them everything about what happened, but I know she was trying to keep a promise to somebody that didn't really care about her either, so why would you keep it a secret for that long? Like, there's no point. Okay, so I was talking about the whole LGBTQ+1 thing. Yeah, this show is very, very gay, and I understand why it's very popular, because back then, I guess kids shows didn't really have a bunch of LGBT stuff, and this blew up a lot, and people wanted more LGBT representation, so I understand, but this show is very, very gay. It is extremely gay. It is queer-baiting gay. They're all gay. They are all gay. Even Steven is queer. And don't say he's not, because sometimes he dresses up like a woman, so yeah, that is extremely queer. But does the whole queer-baiting thing bother me? No, it's just a story that bothers me. Like, it really does bother me. The story was just so bad. But the whole LGBTQ+1 shit is, I understand that people really did want queer baiting in some shows, but it's just like, it really isn't good written. I mean, look at the Owl House. That's actually some good LGBT representation right there. Yeah, the Owl House does a better job with LGBT stuff than this show. And it sucks that show was canceled for basically adding gay stuff. That fucking sucked. I didn't like that. I mean, I did like the show a lot. But Steven Universe, like, it's so very gay to the point that it wasn't even canceled once. Already says enough about fucking Disney. Fucking hate Disney, man. So yeah, the whole high peak of this show being very popular is because of the LGBT representation. Yeah, so these crystal gems, they dance, and then they fuse together in apparently it's supposed to be like a representation of just like sex or something. Apparently to Rebecca Sugar, because that's what she said. You know, because they can't actually just fuck each other, so they had to do it with dancing. I mean, it's a kids show, so yeah, why not? Yeah, so looking at it now as an adult, the show is not good. It really is not perfectly written. The whole forced thing about, you know, Pearl and Pink Diamond and just basically foreshadowing and everything. Yeah, that's the big problem. It's the story, but that's basically it. Everything else I didn't really care about. I really didn't care about basically the whole gay thing. I mean, I'm gay, and saying I don't like the show because it's gay is very hypocritical. There are some good things, but there's just too much, and that's the problem, is that it's too much queer baiting. That's the only thing that bothers me. You might think it's hypocritical, but to be honest, when everything is just 90% gay, you gotta think to yourself that this is queer baiting. I don't mind like 2 or 1 gay character, or maybe 2. I mean, I don't give a fuck if there's only 2 gay characters, but when there's like a whole cast of gay characters, then yeah, you gotta admit to yourself that's just queer baiting. But it's not wrong at the same time. It's just like, it's kind of forced. It really is forced. It's forced LGBT representation. But anyway, that's basically all I have to say about Steven Universe. It's a very mid show with some good things and some bad things, but mostly it's some bad things.